Page 42, Draw Me Close. This is in cut time. You see the cut time are all a brief. Yeah. No sharps or flats except for accidentals wherever. When I learn a piece or start to tackle a piece that's in cut time like this, I automatically do it in 4/4 at first, and then after I learn it, then I go back and put it in cut time. Basically, in cut time, a half note gets a count. So we would be counting this at the beginning. We would be 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. It's just I find it easier to put it in 4/4 time so I don't have so many ands, because we got eighth notes in here too. So eighth notes would be 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a. You pretty much feel them rather than counting like that. But right hand at the beginning is just half notes, chords. Just get them all down at the same time. There's no melody. It's just a succession of chords. That's fine. It starts on the third line. And the melody are those notes with words. And I'll come back to that a little bit later. That's important. Right now, just get the notes. 1, 2, 1. I'm doing this in 4/4 time. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And 1, and 2, and 3. And reach down. Next line. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And 1, and fourth finger on that. Follow their fingering, it's fine. Top of page 43. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 2, 3, 2. So count it out very carefully in the rhythm. Page 44, where the chorus is, we're here. 1, 2, 3. Now the D's tied, you're just adding the G to it. 1, 2. They do that a lot. And you get that again, and you get that again, and you get that. That's pretty much it for page 44. Not a lot going on. So left hand's just supporting. Keep the left hand soft. It's adding a little bit, not a lot going on. I hope the left hand is not going to be too much of a problem for you. It's just mainly half notes. So put them together. In the hands, you're here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 2, 3. That's it. And then the third line down, you're here. 1 and 2 and 3. 2, 3. And that's pretty much it for this piece as far as the rhythm goes. Just make sure you're hanging on to all these tied notes like you're supposed to. Now let's go back and talk about this melody thing and the dynamics. At the beginning it's medium soft, and that's everything. Here, you don't bring out anything, it's just medium soft. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And then in the third line down, when it starts, you bring out the melody, and that's where the words are. That's what we want to hear. Everything else is soft. So that first measure in the third line is soft. There should be a noticeable difference between the first measure of the third line and the next measure. That you should be able to notice. Oh, this is melody here. Even though nobody's singing, which may, I don't know, but there's a difference. And throughout this piece, if there's words in it, you bring it out. If not, you keep it down. So here. Next line, same thing. Recommend you exaggerate it at first. I'm exaggerating it now mainly for the electronics because my electronics want to even everything out. But exaggerate. Really play this when you're first learning it. Play that really loud just to get a handle on it. Then once you have the idea, you can tone it down to a medium soft. Because then everything else has to be really soft. And this whole piece is sort of like that. The last line on page 43, that first measure, that's it. Everything else is soft. It has a crescendo there. You can start getting a little louder because now you're getting into the chorus at the top of page 41, and this is medium loud. That's the melody. Recommend at first exaggerate that melody. Make it really loud until you get a handle on it, and then you can tone it back down. And the last couple measures there at the bottom, it's melody in the first measure, and then everything's the same. There's no melody in the last measure, it's just a chord. So you kind of work on that thing, and then you bring it back into cut time. Feel it in 2. 1, 2. It's a slow 2, moderately slow, that's slow 2. 1, 2, 1. How slow is up to you, but the third line down. If you're going to sing that, how fast would you sing it? I mean, not too fast. You don't want the short note to be too short, so you'll have to decide. However fast you're going to sing it, though, is how fast you got to do all these other measures. Don't speed up these other measures and then slow down that part. It's all got to be the same speed. Then we add the pedal to smooth it out a bit. And basically, for the most part, I'm pedaling every measure. Just once per measure, with a few exceptions. It's overlap pedal, so it'll pedal lags behind the hands. Here. Two measures of the third line, I hold the pedal down for both measures. Now, top of page 43, the first measure and the second measure, change it every 2 beats. Change it with the left hand half notes. Second line, second measure, again, every 2 beats there. Now, a third line down, different ways of doing this, you'll have to decide. Second, when I'm pedaling it the same I have been, the first measure is the whole measure, then change it. Change it every 2 beats here, and then the last line every measure. Like so. On page 44 for the chorus. Here I don't want to get it too blurry, so I'm going to change it every 2 beats here at the beginning. I'm lifting it up on the 4th beat, actually, is what I'm doing. I don't want to smear here. I don't want that. So it's only pedaling the first 3 beats of these first 2 measures here. Again, it's here. Then push it down right after those, and then lift it up on the 4th beat. Don't pedal the last 2 beats in that line. Again. Look out at some trickiness going on page 43 and the third line down with the rhythm. When the hands are together, you're here. 2, 1. Hold that down. it's different, so you just gotta hold it down and watch the fingering too. I do want to briefly mention in the left hand, fingering wise, take a look at top page 43. In the second measure, you're here. I recommend a fourth finger on that B so you can do the A coming up. You'll learn to see these things in music and you'll think, oh, I need this finger because of what's coming. And that's what I wouldn't use fifth finger on both of those. No. They tell you to use fourth finger at the end of the second line here because of the G that's coming. They tell you there, and they didn't tell you up above. But just watch out for these things in the left hand because you can alter the fingering to make it a little more legato in the fingering too. Don't get in the habit of always using fifth finger for that bottom note there in the left hand. Nah, the other fingers work too. Let's do a play with me just real slowly and carefully. Now, I'm not going to do the repeats at the bottom of 44. I'm just going to play that last line straight across. I'm going to do pages 42 and 43 and stop and turn the page. Now count us in again and we'll do page 44. So I'm going to give us 4 counts. That's 4 half notes because we are going to take this and cut time. So the metronome is beating half notes. So here we go. 1 and 2 and ready and go, and 1 and 2 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 Stop, turn the page. 1 and 2 and ready and go, and 1 and 2, 1. Second ending. 1, 2, hold, 2,